There's a quiet paradox in teaching that no one prepares you for. You enter this profession because you believe in connection, communication, shared understanding. And yet, so many teachers find themselves working in isolation. Closed classrooms doors, silent staff rooms, curricula handed down without dialogue, expectations without support, and somewhere along the way, the most relational profession in the world becomes one of the loneliest. That's where today's conversation begins. Not with tools, not with platforms, not with hashtags, but with a truth we don't say often enough. No great teacher grows alone. A professional learning network, what we now shorten to PLN, is not a trend. It's not a social media gimmick. It's not just not working. It's the modern expression of something ancient. Teachers learning from teachers, across borders, system, accents, and ideologies. And long before Twitter threads, before podcasts, before conferences with branded tote bags, teachers learn in circles. Apprenticeships, oral traditions, peer observation, community debates, knowledge moved horizontally, not vertically. Somewhere along the industrialization of education, we professionalize teachers, but we isolated them too. And here's the uncomfortable reality. Institutions train you to survive the classroom, but professional learning network help you evolve beyond it. And this is how we start. So as I usually say, sit down comfortably, get yourself a coffee, and let's get started.
Woo! Let's go!
When I reflect on my own journey as a multilingual teacher, as an educator, as someone who has worked across countries and cultures, every major leap I made was tied to people, not policies. Conversations after conferences, voice notes exchanged across time zones, disagreements that sharpened my thinking, support that arrived when burnout was knocking. A professional learning network is not about collecting contacts. It's about cultivating intellectual companionship. And this matters now more than ever. We're teaching in a time of constant change. AI reshaping assessment, migration reshaping classrooms, mental health reshaping pedagogy. No single training course can keep up. No degree, no matter how prestigious, can future-proof your practice. But a strong PLN, or professional learning network, can. And here's the hard truth I'll say plainly. Teachers without professional learning networks stagnate faster. Not because they lack talent, but because reflection without external challenge becomes an echo chamber. A real professional learning network challenges you. It disagrees with you. It exposes your blind spots. It introduces discomfort. And that's where growth lives. But let's dismantle a myth right now. A PLN does not mean being online 24/7. It does not mean chasing visibility. It doesn't mean performative professionalism. A PLN starts with intention. It starts when you stop asking, what can I gain? And start asking, what can I contribute? The most powerful networks are built on generosity, not self-promotion. Some of the most impactful educators I know are not influencers. They don't post daily. They don't brand every thought, but when they speak, people listen because they've earned trust through consistency, curiosity, and humility. Your professional learning network might include a teacher in another country who challenges your assumptions, a former colleague who pushes you intellectually, a podcast host whose questions reshape your thinking, a young teacher whose courage reminds you why you started, a veteran educator who tells you uncomfortable truth with care. And yes, platforms matter, but platforms are containers, not connections. Twitter or X, it's powerful if you engage, not lurk. LinkedIn works if you converse, not broadcast. Podcasts build PLNs when you treat listeners as collaborators, not consumers. WhatsApp groups thrive when they are curated, not chaotic. But here's the part we rarely discuss. Your professional learning network reflects your professional identity. If your network only confirms your beliefs, you're not learning, you're performing. If your network intimidates you into silence, it's not growth, it's hierarchy. If your network values credentials over curiosity, it's limiting you. A healthy professional learning network balances challenge and safety, debate and belonging, aspiration and authenticity. And let me be direct here, especially for non-native teachers, marginalized educators, and those who've felt less than in this profession. Your professional learning network can become your counter space, a place where your accent is not a liability, where your lived experience is expertise, and where your multilingualism is power, not deficiency. I've seen teachers rebuild their confidence simply by realizing they were not alone, that the struggles they internalized were structural, not personal. This is why PLNs are political. Whether we admit it or not, they redistribute power. They decentralize authority. They give voice to those often excluded from official narratives. But building a PLN requires courage. You will be ignored at first. You will post things that don't land. You will outgrow certain spaces, and that's okay. A PLN is not static. It evolves as you do. So here's my practical challenge for you. Not a checklist, not a hack, but a mindset shift. Stop waiting to be invited into conversations. Start creating them. Share one insight from your classroom. Ask one honest question. Respond thoughtfully to someone else's work. Be visible without being performative. And above all, be yourself before being professional. Because at its core, a professional learning network is not about career acceleration. It's about professional sustainability. It's about staying intellectually alive in a system that often rewards compliance over curiosity. Teaching was never meant to be a solo act. Learning was never meant to stop at certification. And growth was never meant to happen in silence. Your PLN, or Professional Learning Network, is not optional anymore. It's your lifeline, your mirror, your momentum. And if you're listening to this right now, you're already part of one. Until next time, keep learning loudly, connecting intentionally, and teaching beyond the walls of your classroom.